delivery, controlled, precise, never theatrical BBC broadcast script, soft studio room tone. Good evening. There is a temptation, when approaching fiction set at high altitude, to expect austerity softened by lyricism, snow as purification, remoteness as moral clarity. Bhumika's A Glass of Yak's Blood resists that temptation almost immediately. This is not a novel that romanticizes the mountains, nor does it indulge the consoling myth that hardship refines the human spirit. Instead, it presents a community whose survival depends upon rituals that are at once practical, inherited, and quietly coercive. The title refers to a moment in which fresh yak's blood is consumed, an act rooted in necessity. Bhumika does not sensationalize the scene. On the contrary, it is rendered with restraint, yet it becomes the moral center of the novel. The gesture is sustenance, certainly, but it is also emblematic of a system in which survival and violence coexist without spectacle. What is particularly striking is the author's refusal to assign simple blame. The villagers are neither idealized nor condemned. They inhabit structures older than any single lifetime, economic, spiritual, familial. Tradition here is not quaint continuity, it is obligation. It narrows choice while presenting itself as identity. Bhumika's prose mirrors the landscape it describes, spare, precise, unadorned. Dialogue is economical. Much is implied, withheld, or left to resonate in silence. That restraint gives the novel its force. The emotional temperature remains cool, even when the moral questions grow heated. And those questions are unmistakable. Who benefits when ritual becomes indistinguishable from necessity? What happens when survival practices are preserved not only by belief, but by market forces and distant administration? The novel gestures subtly toward traders, officials, and observers beyond the plateau, figures who profit, directly or indirectly, from the endurance of the community's way of life. Yet the book is not polemic in any conventional sense. It does not argue, it exposes. It lays out the mechanics of survival and allows the reader to perceive their cost. There is, notably, no dramatic rupture, no sweeping rebellion. The power of the novel lies instead in accumulation, in the slow recognition that what appears stable is in fact sustained by compromise. If the middle sections feel deliberate, even slow, that pacing seems intentional. The reader must acclimatize, not only to altitude, but to moral ambiguity. By the final pages, one understands that A Glass of Yak's Blood is less concerned with cultural preservation than with cultural weight. What does it demand of those born into it? What does it conceal from those who admire it at a distance? This is a measured, unsentimental work. It offers no easy transcendence, but in its clarity, it achieves something more durable. It restores complexity to lives too often simplified. You finish the novel not uplifted, perhaps, but attentive. And that, one suspects, is precisely Bhumika's intention. If you'd like, I can next make it sound more like